Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Our today's lecture is about the conductor, the coil, and the winding element. Actually, this is the first lecture in electrical machine, but these terminologies are necessary to understand before going to in a deep study to electrical machines. So, what is a conductor? Actually, a conductor is defined generally. A conductor is defined as any length of a wire is called as a conductor. But in electrical machine we will define the conductor with an addition of a added term, that is actually the any length of a wire placed in a magnetic field in a certain slot of a machine is called as the conductor. Any length of a wire placed in a magnetic field under the magnetic poles in slots or armature core of a machine is called as what? Is called as a conductor. For example, this is the armature periphery or the armature core. Here is a slot and here is a conductor placed. So this is any length of a wire. Actually, this is any length of a wire that must be a conductor, which actually conduct the electric current. So the next thing is in the row is actually the coil. What is a coil? For example, this is in this figure. If you look, this is actually a winding. That is a commutator. This is the winding of an electrical DC electric generator. So actually, if you look, this is a commutator, and here the length AB and the length DC are separately in the conductor, and this is actually a conductor from here to here, let's suppose, or from here to here. This is actually a conductor. And also the DC from here to here or here to here, it is actually a second conductor. So these are the examples of the conductor are here, which is one is here and other is the in the electrical generator. Now, what is a coil? So actually we define the coil as actually it is when the two sides of a conductor in electrical machines combine it form a coil. For example, the side AB and the side DC are from the area, the length of the wire from here and here when are connected, this form a coil. For example, this is actually A, B, C, D. This is actually a coil. Now, a coil may be a single turn coil or multi-turn coil. For example, here, if you look, there is one conductor. This is actually the one coil side. This part is forming the one coil side, and this palm is the other coil side. If on each coil side there is only one conductor, this is called as the single turn coil. And if on each side there are more than one conductor, that will be called as the multi-turn coil. For example, if you look in this figure, here it is actually a single coil. If you look, this is the one end of the coil and this is the second end of the coil. This is the first end of the coil, the beginning end of the coil, and it is the terminating end of the coil. It means that this is actually a single coil. But now here, if you look, this is actually the front side of the coil, and this is actually the back side of the coil. In other words, this is the first side of the coil, and actually this is the second side of the coil. Now, if you look here on each side, there are two sides of a coil, as already mentioned. Here on each side there are 1, 2, and 3 conductors. So actually this is a multi-turn coil. This is a multi-turn coil, and this is a single, because here on each side there is only one conductor here. So we call that as a single turn, and we call that as a multi-turn because 1, 2, 3 on the front side. Actually always there are two sides of a coil, or there are two sides. So on each side of this coil there are 3 conductors, 1, 2, 3. So this is multi-turn, or in other words, this coil is actually a combinations of the a number of turns. For example, this is actually one turn, this is actually second turn, this is actually the third turn. That is actually the definition. We have come to the point that actually a conductor is any length of the wire placed in the magnetic field in electrical machine language, and the coil is actually a combinations of the conductor combined together. For example, A, B, C, D already. Now a coil may be a single turn or a multi-turn. This is a single turn, this is a multi-turn coil. Now the third thing in the row is actually the winding element. So winding element is most probably used in the electrical machine, and it is easy to understand the wind. What is a winding element? So actually the winding element is each coil side is called as a winding element. Any side of a coil, whether that is single turn or whether that is multi-turn, we will call that as a winding element. For example, here this side is one, this side we call this as a single turn coil, and another word, this side is called as the winding element, that is a single turn winding element, and this is actually the multiple turn winding element. So that was the conductor, that was the coil, and that was the winding element. Thank you.